McCarthy's shrieking denunciations and fear-mongering have created a climate of fear and suspicion across the country, raising the question in households across the nation, who are the un-American Americans amongst us? Any man with a name, while a senator of a committee or a congressman, is dangerous to the welfare of this nation. President Eisenhower refuses to engage directly with McCarthy. In a letter to his brother, however, Eisenhower explains, as for McCarthy, only a short-sighted or completely inexperienced individual would urge the use of the office of the presidency to give an opponent the publicity he so adamantly desires. Time and time again, without apology or evasion, I and many members of this administration have stood for the right of the individual, for free expression of convictions, even though those convictions might be unpopular, and for uncensored use of our libraries, except as dictated by common decency.
Yvette.
Monsieur, I didn't hear you come in. You frightened me half to death.
Wouldn't want to do that. There are so many better ways to die. Is everything ready?
Oui.
Very good. Cook,
You called, sir?
everything on schedule?
Dinner will be served at 7:30. Sharp.
Right on time. You have your instructions?
Oui.
Very well then. Let the game begin. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm not sure I'm in the right.
Yes, indeed. You are expected, Colonel.
How do you know who I am?
Well, it's Colonel Mustard, isn't it?
No, that's not my name. My name is
I
Colonel...
believe it has been recommended that tonight you use a pseudonym.
Oh, no. Thank you. I took an antihistamine before I came.
May I take your hat?
All right, I suppose I'll...
Not to worry, Colonel. It's just the maid in the hall with the champagne cork.
Champagne?
Don't mind if I do.
This way, monsieur.
Thank you. You expecting someone else?
Yes, indeed. I'll be with you in a moment.
Follow me, Colonel.
With pleasure, my dear.
Come in, madam. You are expected.
Do you know who I am?
Only the Tory socialite to be addressed this evening as Mrs. White.
Yes, it said so in my letter, but why would
Mrs. White, please. Allow me to introduce you. This is the maid Yvette. I see you two know each other.
We've never met.
Champagne?
I think not.
Please, warm yourself in the lounge.
Why, do I look cold?
A bit.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Pleased to meet you.
I'm rarely pleased to meet anyone. More.
Oh, yes.
Bonjour, madame. Please, come in, Sylvain.
Ah, Mrs. Peacock, I presume.
Who? Oh, yes, that's me.
Cook, will you please take Mrs. Peacock's stove? I see you two know each other.
Don't be ridiculous. I've never seen that woman before in my life.
Champagne?
My lips belong to the Lord.
Please, make yourself comfortable in the lounge.
Oh, thank you. Oh, and for your hospitality. And I slipped a couple Benjamins underneath the caramels for you, Butler.
How sticky.
I expect to be treated like the wife of a...
Hold that thought. Right this way. After you, Mrs. Peacock.
Would you look at the detail of this molding? This really is quite a magnificent mansion, isn't it? Oh, who are you?
Welcome to the party.
This is turning out to be quite the crowd.
Is this the right address to meet a Mr. Body?
Sit! No, not you, sir.
Sorry.
Please, come in.
I suppose this letter has me rather anxious.
You must be Mr. Green.
Yes, that's exactly who I am.
Welcome.
Whoa. This isn't at all what I expected.
Well, I find if you expect nothing, you're never disappointed.
Oh, I'm not disappointed.
Pardon me.
Please arrive at 7:30 sharp on Saturday evening. Well, here I am.
Professor Plum.
If you say so.
Well, well, well. And I thought I'd seen everything.
Scarlet, I didn't realize you and the professor were acquainted.
We're not. The bridge is washed out from the rain. My car broke down and this professor offered to give me a ride.
Yeah, I'm hoping she'll return the favor one day.
Subtle. I didn't realize we were headed to the same place until we arrived.
How was your drive?
It's a long haul.
Yes, it's a long haul, but then again, it's a very large house. This way.
Say, what is this godforsaken place anyway?
This old place. This is Body Manor. Cool. Dinner?
Directly.
Excellent. Appetizers in the lounge.
Oh, hors d'oeuvres? Good, I'm starving.
Funny, I've hardly any appetite at all.
My, this really is a party.
Well, evening all. It is a pleasure for you to see me. Cocktail hour.
There are so many of you.
Right, you're all here. Colonel Mustard,
Present.
Mrs. White,
Yes.
Miss Scarlet, Professor Plum,
Right.
Mr. Green,
Oh, that's me.
and Mrs. Peacock.
How do you do?
Greetings. I'm Wadsworth, the butler. Now, tonight, as you may have surmised, no one is being addressed by their real name. A courtesy your host has provided to ensure your privacy. I suggest you follow his lead and refrain from revealing too much about yourselves. You never know when. Dinner.
Sorry, I suppose I'm a bit clumsy.
Dinner? That was more like a cocktail minute.
Mr. Wadsworth, you were saying you never know when what?
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 This way, please. Mustn't keep her waiting. Cook can get cranky. Well, ladies and gentlemen, follow me. The dining room is right this way. You'll find your names beside your places. Please, be seated.
Oh, what a pretty dining room.
I don't see anything.
You're right here, Mr. Green.
Oh, thank you.
You're right.
So, this place at the head of the table, is that for you?
Oh, no, sir. I don't sit. I'm merely a humble butler.
What exactly do you do?
Like buckles, sir.
Dinner is served.
Thank you, cook.
So now tell us, Butler, what are we all doing here anyway? What's the point of this dinner party?
Ours is not to reason why, ours but to do and die.
Die?
Nearly quoting, sir, from Alfred Lloyd Tennyson.
I prefer Kipling myself. Do you like Kipling, Colonel?
Sure, I'll eat anything. So, who is our host? Is this where he sits?
All in good time, sir.
What is that smell? It's something so familiar.
Shark's fin soup.
My favorite. I know.
Bon appetit.
This is delicious. me. I guess I'll be the one to break the ice. I mean, I'll be the one to get the ball rolling. I mean, being a hostess is an integral part of my life as the wife of a... Oh, I forgot. We're not supposed to say who we really are. But, well, I have no idea what we are all doing here, but I am very intrigued. And oh my, this soup is delicious, isn't it?
I know who you are.
You do?
I work in Washington.
Washington. So you must be a politician's wife, Miss Peacock.
Yes, I am.
Well, who's your husband? Maybe I know him.
Well, he's... Mrs. White, you've been awfully quiet. What does your husband do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No, he just lies around on his back all day.
How lazy.
Not necessarily.
Sorry. I'm a little accident prone.
That'll be $5, mister.
Sorry?
So, Mr. Green, what do you do in Washington?
Oh, I'd better not say. I like to follow the rules.
Well, if I wasn't trying to keep the conversation going, we would all just be sitting here in embarrassed silence.
And are you afraid of silence, Miss Peacock?
Yes. No. Why?
Well, in my professional opinion, it seems that you suffer from what we call pressure of speech.
Is that an official diagnosis?
Are you a doctor, Professor?
In psychological medicine.
Do you practice?
Not anymore, but I currently work for the government.
Ah, another politician.
Oh, not exactly. I do research for you-know-who. A branch of the United Nations organizations, the World Health Organization.
Ah, you know who. It's an acronym.
I have a sister who was a gymnast.
You are a real colonel, aren't you?
I am, sir.
Aren't you going to mention the coincidence that you also live in Washington, D.C., Colonel?
How do you know that?
Oh, I've seen you before.
So, Miss Scarlett, does this mean that you live in Washington too?
Sure do.
So does anyone here not live in Washington?
Oh, then this is about the Red Scare.
I'm not a communist. I'm a Republican.
Wadsworth, we've had about enough of this. Where's our host and why have we been brought here?
Speak of the devil. Pardon me, please.
Hey, I've got an idea. Oh, yes, good thinking, Miss Carter.
What are we doing?
The acoustic coupling between the door and the glass allows sound waves to travel from one side to the other.
All the guests have arrived as expected. Everything's going according to plan. We'll meet you in the study.
Sorry.
Oh, for God's sake, Wadsworth. I demand to know who was at the door. Why have we all been brought here?
Would anyone care for fruit or dessert?
No.
Well, in that case, I suggest we adjourn to the study for coffee and brandy, at which point your newly arrived host will reveal his intentions, your letters will be explained, and the game will be afoot. Right then. Are you comfortable?
I make a good living.
Oh, out with it, Wadsworth.
These instructions are clear.
Well, I'm glad something is.
Let's see, the 6 of you have all received the same letter. Be to your advantage to be present on this date, because a certain Mr. Bobby will bring to end a long-standing, confidential, and painful financial liability.
Yeah.
That's what mine said.
All have one thing in common.
It's that bastard McCarthy. We're all being blacklisted, aren't we?
Clayster, you're all being blackmailed. For some time now, you've all been paying more than you can afford to someone who threatens to expose you.
Oh, please. What would someone want to blackmail me for? I go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, lady, don't we all?
Anyone else wish to deny it? Until you'd received your letters, you hadn't known who was blackmailing you. By now, I'm certain that even the least discerning amongst you has determined that the person responsible for your blackmail is Mr. Bobby himself.
It's
Yes.
Mr.
Who are you?
Gown.
Who is this body fellow, you brutish butler?
Who Mr. Bobby is no concern of yours. Suffice it to say, he is a supporter of the House of Un-American Activities Committee, and he finds your activities to be decidedly un-American. My task this evening is to reveal your secrets to each other, thereby rendering you all culpable in each other's indiscretions.
But we hardly know each other.
Precisely.
Don't you think you might spare us this humiliation?
I'm afraid there's nothing that I can do. Let's start with you, Professor Plum.
Ooh, this ought to be good.
It says here that you are a professor of psychiatry specializing in pathological lying lunatics suffering from delusions of grandeur.
Yes, but now I work for the U.S. government.
So, your work has not changed. But you can't practice medicine anymore, can you, Doctor? Your license has been lifted, correct?
Why? What did he do?
You know what male doctors aren't supposed to do with their lady patients?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
How awful. You know, someday there will be a reckoning for men like you.
I hope so.
Me too.
You're disgusting.
Are you making moral judgments, Mrs. Peacock?
Well,
How then do you explain accepting bribes in exchange for delivering Senator Peacock's votes to certain lobbyists?
my husband is a paid consultant. There's nothing sinful about that.
Not if it's publicly declared, but if you've been slipping cash under the bathroom stall door at Old Ebbitt's Grill, well, how would you describe that transaction?
I'd say it stinks.
Oh, when were you in that men's room?
Aha, so it's true.
No, it's a vicious lie.
But you've been paying blackmail for over a year now to keep that story out of the papers. Seems a little sticky, doesn't it?
Now,
Well, I'm willing to believe you. I too am being blackmailed for something I didn't do.
So am I.
Not me.
You're not being blackmailed.
Oh, I'm being blackmailed all right. I just did what I'm being blackmailed for.
And what did you do?
I run my own business.
Well, that's not a crime.
You didn't ask what kind of business I run.
All right, what kind of business do you run?
I provide gentlemen with the company of a young lady.
an escort service? In Washington?
How scurrilous.
I'm sure some people are just a little lonely.
A man who has to pay to spend time with a woman? That is a problem that I will never have.
Is this how you knew Colonel Mustard lives in Washington? Is he one of your clients?
Certainly not.
I was asking Miss Scarlett.
Well, you tell them it's not true.
It's not true.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
Haha, so it is true.
A double negative!
Double negative? You mean you have photographs?
That sounds like a confession to me. In fact, the double negative is led to proof positive. I'm afraid you gave yourself away.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
Don't need any help from me, sir. Colonel, it says here that you hold a sensitive security post at the Pentagon. Those negatives would certainly compromise your position.
And what position exactly were you caught in?
This is an outrage.
Let's see, who's next? Ah, this is what. You've been paying blackmail ever since your husband died under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances?
Say what you want. I didn't kill my husband.
Then why are you paying the blackmailer?
Well, I didn't want another scandal, did I?
Another?
We had a very humiliating confrontation. He threatened to kill me in public.
Why would he want to kill you in public?
I believe she meant he had threatened in public to kill her.
It was all over the papers.
Yet, he was the one who died. Not you, Mrs. White. No, not you.
He was found dead at home, unclothed. His head had been cut off, and so had his, you know. But I didn't do it. I'd been out all night at the movies.
What was showing?
The Naked Alibi.
But he was your second husband. Your first also disappeared.
That was his job. He was an illusionist.
But he never reappeared.
He wasn't a very good illusionist.
Lastly, Mr. Green, who
I
is...
don't need you to unmask me, Wadsworth. I know what you're going to say about me.
And that is...
Mr. Green, who is a homosexual.
Not me.
I beg your pardon?
You asked who is a homosexual, and I said not me.
Thank you, Colonel. But there's more to it than that, isn't there?
How do you mean?
There's evidence to support the question of your politics.
My politics? Since when is working for the Republican Party a crime?
You swore an oath of allegiance to the Republican Party, but failed to vote for Eisenhower in the last election. That's grounds for an ousting if ever there was one.
But voting records are confidential.
Everything has a price, Mr. Green.
So there you have it.
Have what?
A crooked senator's wife, a lascivious doctor, a disloyal Republican, and so forth. Not exactly adhering to the all-American standard of behavior now, are we?
Depends on who you ask.
But if this body fellow is such a noble civilian himself, why didn't he report us to the authorities?
And pass up the opportunity to make a buck? Come now, Professor, what could be more American than that?
Apple pie.
All right, Wadsworth, so we're being blackmailed by a renegade McCarthyist. Where does that leave us?
Where is this Mr. Body?
And what does he want from us?
Oh, who cares? I haven't done anything wrong. I'm not going to wait around and find out. I'm leaving.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Peacock. You can stay in denial, but you cannot leave this house.
I am the wife of the great senator. You can't tell me what to do.
All the doors are locked, the windows are barred, and the grounds are patrolled by vicious dogs. There is no way out. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce your host for the evening, and your blackmailer for life, Mr. Bolly.
How do you do?
Mrs. White in the study with her knee.
Thank you. I studied martial arts.
Now, there is one more piece of information you may all wish to have.
What?
The police are coming in less than 1 hour.
The police?
Unless
what?
unless you agree to double down.
Why would we agree to that?
Because if you don't, I'll put this briefcase containing all the evidence needed to expose you of your wrongdoings in the hands of the police, the press, and the House Un-American Committee. With enough of a spin, those fellows can make a commie out of anyone. I'm willing to bet some of you might face a lifetime in jail. Others a lifetime of shame.
You're taking advantage
That's
of
why you brought
the
us here.
situation.
Unless,
Unless what?
have a seat, please.
Oh, sorry, little accident. I'm sorry.
What's this all about, sir?
In this bag, there are 6 packages that I thought our guests might find useful this evening.
Packages.
Presents, if you will. See, I'm a generous fellow.
Are you?
Wadsworth, will you please see it that each of our guests receives a gift?
Gladly.
So, anyone want to Take a guess as to what's in their boxes?
Perfume? Candy.
A rare single malt Scotch whiskey.
Aren't guessing games fun? Please, open them.
A candlestick? What's this for?
A wrench.
A lead pipe?
A dagger?
A revolver.
Oh, snake! Oh. No, it's a rope.
In your hands, you each have a lethal weapon. See now, you came here tonight because you thought the evidence against you was so terrible you'd do anything to keep it a secret. Well, I'm willing to put that theory to the test.
You are?
Now you see, Mr. Wadsworth here is the only other person who knows your secrets. And it's costing us all dearly to keep him quiet.
What do you mean?
Well, I wouldn't have to double your payments if I wasn't paying Wadsworth here for his silence.
Wadsworth? That is a lie.
Now you see, he may look suave and charming,
Thank you.
but he's really conniving and manipulative.
False!
Well, why do you think he's called the police?
You called the police?
Only because he instructed me to do so.
Did I? Ladies and gentlemen, if one of you manages to get rid of Mr. Wadsworth, well, I'll have no need to increase your payments or expose you to the police.
Get rid of?
Does he mean kill him?
In fact, if you can eliminate Wadsworth,
Yes, I think that's what he
who
means.
not only knows all of your secrets, but also mine, well, I can eliminate your blackmail altogether. We can be done with this terrible business once and for all.
You would never.
But why make us do it, Bonnie? Why don't you do the dirty work yourself?
Yeah.
Why should I, when the six of you are so uniquely motivated and armed?
What a patriot.
To all I've done for you. Don't listen to him. He's a liar. I'm one of you. I'm not a butler. I'm an indentured
A
servant.
familiar refrain. Don't make a scene, Wadsworth. It's over. The police are on their way. If one of you wants to end your blackmail, and one of you has to kill Wadsworth, now!
It's Mr. Body!
Oh, thank God.
Is he breathing?
Stand back. I'm a doctor. He's dead.
Who had the gun?
Well, I did.
So you shot him?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Well, if you didn't, who did?
Somebody grabbed it from my hand, and the next thing I knew, there was a shot.
There's no gunshot.
He's right, there isn't.
Look, there's a bullet lodged here.
Eagle eye, your skull.
Well, if the bullet's over there, how did he die over here?
I don't know. I'm not a forensic expert.
Well, something else must have killed him.
One of us must have killed him.
Well, don't look at me. I didn't do it.
Oh, I didn't do it.
Either.
I need a drink.
Maybe Mr. Body was poisoned by the brandy.
Poison!
I'm sure there's nothing to worry about.
Well, somebody had to stop her screaming.
Well, was the brandy poisoned?
How should I know?
Looks like now we'll never know.
Unless she dies too.
Those screams are coming from the billiard room. Who's in there? Who's screaming?
Yvette, are you alive?
Of course I am alive, you idiot! No thanks to you, Wadsworth. You've locked us up in this house as a murderer.
So the murderer is here.
We?
Where?
Where? Here. We are looking at him. Or her.
What took you so long?
I'm an old lady who may or may not have been poisoned. It's amazing I'm anywhere.
I heard you on the study. One of you is a killer.
Wait, how could you hear us in the study?
I was listening. I have a tape recorder in the billiard room connected to the study. Monsieur Body asked me to record your conversation.
Why would he ask you to do that?
For more evidence, of course. Wadsworth revealed your secrets in this study. Now they are all recorded.
What a snake. I'm gonna destroy the tapes. Where are they?
Who cares about the tapes? What about the body?
What body?
Body's body!
But Yvette, why were you in there screaming all by yourself?
Because I was frightened. I also drank the cognac. Maybe I am poisoned too. Plus, one of you is a killer. Means your body is dead.
We have to figure out which one of them did it.
What do you mean, which one of them?
Well, I didn't do it.
If one of you did, I would have killed her myself, only I didn't have access to a weapon.
Don't look at me, all I got was a candlestick.
Well, maybe it wasn't one of us.
Well, who else could it have been?
Who else is in the house?
Only the cook.
Well, as far as I can tell, the cook isn't here.
Well, isn't this a lovely kitchen? My husband and I had a kitchen very similar to this in our first brownstone. It has such a nice homey feel.
It's the cook with a dagger in her back.
Someone must have killed her.
I didn't do it.
That makes two. Two what? Murders!
All right, Wadsworth, you better explain yourself.
Oh, me?
Well, who else would want to kill the cook?
Dinner wasn't that bad.
How can you make jokes at a time like this?
It's my defense mechanism.
Some defense. If I were the killer, I'd kill you next. I said if. Look, there's only one way to kill her, and it's not me, it's Mrs. White.
I've admitted nothing.
You paid the blackmail. How many husbands have you had?
Mine or other women's.
Yours.
5.
5?
Yes, just the 5. Husbands should be like Kleenex. Soft, strong, and disposable.
If you didn't do it, then who did? Who had the dagger?
It was Miss Peacock.
Well, yes, but I put it down.
Where?
In the study, any one of us could have picked it up.
Likely story.
Well, then it must have been Mr. Green.
Can somebody please help me?
No, let him out.
You really ought to learn to speak up better for yourself, Mr. Green.
Oh my God, oh my God. Oh.
Gentlemen, I suggest we take the cook's body to the study.
Why?
For starters, when the police arrive and find all this, we'll all be in custody and under suspicion for murder.
I hate murder.
Secondly, I'm a butler. I like to keep the kitchen tidy.
The body's gone.
What are you all staring at?
Nobody.
What do you mean, nobody?
Nobody. Nobody. Mr. Body's body. It's gone.
Maybe he wasn't really dead.
No, he was.
We should have made sure.
I thought I had.
So was he dead or wasn't he?
Maybe he was dead, but someone moved him.
Who would move him?
And why?
How should I know?
Well, if he isn't here, where is he?
Oh my, all this excitement. May I be excused? Is there a little girl's room?
Oui, oui, madame.
No, I just need to powder my nose.
There's a bathroom outside, so billiard room.
Listen, I don't mean to alarm anyone, but we do have the rather pressing matter of 2 dead bodies, one present, one missing, and the imminent arrival of the police.
Well, the bridge is washed out. That should buy us some extra time.
But I don't want extra time. I want the police to arrive. I am trapped in this house with a murder.
I know, but once the police gets here, the rest of us are doomed.
Wadsworth, am I right in thinking that there is nobody else in this house?
No.
Then there is someone else in this house.
Sorry, I said no meaning yes.
No meaning yes?
Yes.
Look, I want a straight answer.
Don't look at me.
Wadsworth, is there someone else in this house, yes or no?
No.
No, there is or no, there isn't?
Yes.
There seems to be some confusion about whether or not we are the only people in this house.
There isn't.
There isn't any confusion or there isn't anybody else?
Either both.
Just give me a clear answer.
What was the question?
Is there anybody else in the house?
No.
That's what he says. But does he know?
Look, we've got a killer on the loose, the missing dead body of Mr. Body, a cook with a dagger in her back, and all these easily accessible murder weapons. We've got a candlestick, revolver, rope, wrench, and... Hey, where's the lead pipe?
Oh God, he's so bloody.
Stand back, stand back. He's dead.
Well, that's what you said last time.
I believe in second chances.
Mr. Body, dead again?
I don't think I'm going to faint.
Oh, catch you! Sorry.
Mrs. Peacock,
Yes,
where did this happen?
in the bathroom. I opened the door and there he was. At first, I thought he was attacking me. But then I realized he had been left propped up there against the door frame, dead, just waiting to fall on someone. Oh,
Who would do such a thing?
Takes a lot of guts to kill someone twice.
What we call it.
But why?
What's the difference?
It makes a difference to him.
Makes a difference to him, makes a difference to us. We've got to find out who killed Mr. Body, where, and with what.
Seems like it was probably the lead pipe.
10 points, Professor Plum.
What kind of game are you playing, Wadsworth?
This isn't a game.
You. The lead pipe belonged to you.
But I dropped it while running to the kitchen.
People don't just drop murder weapons.
Well, I didn't know it was a murder weapon when I dropped it.
So anyone could have picked it up.
Yes, but who did? Who did pick up the lead pipe? Who picked up the lead pipe and brutally murdered Mr. Body, leaving him dead and bloodied in the bathroom? Who did it? Who?
Cool it, Butler. While you're losing your marbles, I'm over here trying to do something useful. Have we all forgotten about the evidence against us? Body's briefcase is locked.
Well, there must be a key.
Mr. Green, would you be so kind as to check Mr. Body's pockets for the key to the briefcase containing the evidence of our crime so that we can destroy said briefcase once and for all?
Why me?
Why not?
Well, all right.
Hey, where'd you get that?
I don't like
Or
germs.
fingerprints?
No, mostly it's really just germs. Oh God, it's so warm. Aha! I got it.
Give it here. It's empty.
Empty?
Then where's all the evidence?
I told you Mr. Body was a liar. The evidence in his briefcase and I thought.
We must find that
And
evidence.
destroy it.
Evidence against us aside, first things first, we're in a room with 2 dead bodies.
And the cops on their way.
Let's move the corpses to the couch so they look less dead.
Some party this is turning out to be.
Help me, Miss O'Green.
Well, all right.
Careful, don't get guts on the ground.
Solid battlefield technique, Professor Plum. Never leave a man behind.
The others are heavier than they seem, aren't they?
I wouldn't know.
Right. Me neither. Here.
Weren't you awesome? Strong and virile.
There. They just look asleep.
Forget about the bodies. We have to do something about this room full of murder weapons and a homicidal maniac on the loose.
I know. We'll put the weapons in the bag.
What good will that do?
Well, then we'll zip off the bag.
Most murderers know how zippers work, Mr. Watson.
I know. We'll put the bag in the safe.
Terrific. Where's the safe?
In the hall.
I don't see a safe.
Is that an original Trumbull Wadsworth?
Well, those are quite valuable.
Now is not the time for art appreciation. Butler. Oh.
A hidden safe behind a portrait. How original.
There. Locked.
Voila!
What are you going to do with the key to the safe, Wadsworth?
Yes, the key.
And I'll put it in my pocket.
But what if you're the murderer?
But I'm not.
But what if you are?
I know. We'll throw the key outside.
Oui, à l'extérieur.
But it's raining on la exterior.
I'm not suggesting we go outside. I'm suggesting we stay inside to throw away the key.
But you'd have to open the door, wouldn't you?
I will.
But what if the killer is outside?
Better out than in.
Yes, we want to keep him outside, don't we? We open the door, we risk letting him back in.
But maybe if we open the door, we'd encourage the killer to go out.
It seems like the killer is doing a perfectly fine job of opening and closing doors all by himself. I don't see how us opening the door for one tiny second is going to make any sort of difference.
But what if we open the door, throw away the key, and the killer catches it? Then the killer would have the key we're trying to confiscate.
We might be overthinking this. I'm throwing away the key. Follow me. Not now!
Oh, was that the killer?
She didn't look like a killer.
Takes one to know one.
Leave it to me. Interrogation is my specialty. How do you do?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb the whole household, but my car broke down here and I was wondering if I could use your phone.
Are you a killer?
No.
All right. This way, please.
Thank you. Well, where is it?
What, the body?
The phone? What body?
No. There's no body. There's no body.
Right, there's a nobody in the stuff.
No! I'm sorry, that phone's been disconnected. However, you may use the phone in the lounge.
Alrighty then.
Out through this door.
Thank you.
Right, now, our task is twofold. One, find the evidence. Two, find the murderer.
Well, we have one suspect contained in the lounge, but that leaves the whole rest of this place up for grabs. Who knows what's behind all of these doors?
I suggest we handle this in proper military fashion. We split up and search the house.
Split up?
Yes, we'll split up into pairs. That way none of us will be alone.
But whoever's paired with the murderer might get killed.
Mon Dieu.
But then we would have discovered who the murderer is.
Yes. But the other half of the pair would be dead.
This is a war, Peacock. Casualties are inevitable. You cannot make an omelet without breaking eggs. Every cook will tell you that.
But look what happened to the cook.
Colonel, are you willing to take that chance?
What choice do we have?
None.
I suppose you're right.
All right, troops. Divide and conquer. I'll split us into pairs. Eeny, meeny, miny.
No! Mrs. White, you come with me. Professor Plum, you're with Mrs. Peacock. Rebecca with Mr. Green. And, Miss Scarlet, you're with Eeny Meeny.
But what if someone doesn't come back?
We'll remember you fondly. And now, leave no door unopened and cherish your partner. This may be the last person you ever see.
Well, go on. I'll be right behind you.
That's why I'm nervous.
But why? It's just the two of us. We're alone.
See, that's just it, Mrs. White. No man in his right mind would ever be alone with you.
Fine. You go in there, and I'll go in here. Are you going in?
Yes. Are you?
Yes.
Right. On the count of 3. 1, 3!
Nothing in there.
Nothing in there either.
Shall we check the ballroom?
No. After you.
This is quite an impressive library, isn't it?
How are we supposed to find any evidence when we don't even know what we're looking for?
Civilized society is perpetually menaced with disintegration through this primary act of hostility of men towards one another.
Your fancy words don't intimidate me, Professor.
I take no credit, Miss Peacock. Freud. I think he's onto something.
Now is not the time for academic pursuits. We're supposed to be searching for evidence.
It's a fruitless search if you ask me. It's not like we're just going to walk into a room and find the evidence plastered on the wall.
I suppose you're right.
Come on, let's go upstairs. Maybe we'll find something exciting in a bedroom.
I haven't been excited by something in a bedroom for years.
I'm a little nervous. I'm at that house on the hill and I've been locked in the lounge. I wasn't expecting there to be a whole group of people here. I think they're having some sort of party. And the funny thing is, I think one of them is my customer. Yeah, a regular Tuesday night passenger.
Professor Plum's stupid tobacco pipe.
Huh, what do you think that means?
I don't know, but it seems suspicious if you ask me.
I just did.
Honest to God, Colonel?
Hey, what room is this anyway?
Search me.
All right.
Hey, get your mitts off me. It's just an expression.
My apologies, Miss Scarlet. I struggle with nuance.
This is the last room left to search in this beastly mansion, and we still haven't found the evidence.
I think this time has been productive, nevertheless.
Are you a Pollyanna?
You're a brave and determined lady, Miss Scarlet. I've really enjoyed our time together. I hope after this expedition ends, we can remain friends. I mean, really, murders aside, it's just been a lovely group of people all in all. I suppose I would like to hear Mrs. White explain when and how she lost her veil in the billiard room.
You found White's veil in the billiard room. Odd.
Huh?
Odd. The secret passage. Come on.
Ladies first, Miss Scarlet.
How heroic.
Where are we now?
I don't know, the lights are off.
Well, turn them on.
I would if I could see anything.
Well, I'm gonna feel my way around.
Don't get any funny ideas.
The table.
A telephone.
Chair.
A body.
Oh, hey! Get me out of here!
Let us in! Let us in!
Let us out! Let us out!
We can't let you out. The door to the lounge is locked.
You have the keys, Wadsworth. You want the motorist here.
That's right, I did. I do. I don't. The keys are gone.
Gone?
I have an idea.
Please, get us out of here. There's a murderer on the loose.
There's no alternative. I'm just gonna have to break down the door. Stand back. I'm a doctor.
Stand back. I'm a woman.
Somebody please help me!
What happened?
I can help you. You can come out now. The door is open. I'm done shooting at you.
Why are you shooting at us?
So open the door.
But you could have killed us.
I said stand back.
Let's add finding the key to the lounge to our priority list.
Say, Frenchie, where did you get that gun anyways?
The safe, it was unlocked.
Unlocked?
Impossible. I have the key. No, I don't. The keys are gone.
Gone! Oh, not to beat a dead horse, but again, I feel like having all the keys is really important.
I thought you said you threw away the key to the safe, Wadsworth.
Yes, I did say that, but I didn't do that. We got distracted when the motorist arrived, and I forgot.
So whoever took the key is the murderer.
Precisely.
Speaking of the murderer, there's a dead body in the lounge, you know. The motorist is dead.
All right, which one of you killed her?
We found her, together.
And she was dead already.
But the door to the lounge was locked.
We went through a secret passage we found in the conservatory.
Secret passage? Who designed this place?
The Parker Brothers. Quick, I'll hide the gun. Shh. Don't worry, it's not the police.
It's the police!
I'm going to open the door.
No!
It's the decent thing to do.
Open the
Good evening, officer. We've been expecting you.
You have?
We haven't?
I got a tip about a car near the gates of this place. A motorist didn't happen to stop by for help by any chance?
No! Yes.
There seems to be some disagreement. At any rate, may I use your phone?
No.
Of course you may, officer. You can use the phone in the lounge.
Out of order.
Oh, of course, my mistake. You can use the one in the study.
Occupied.
I,
Sorry, officer, but you may use the phone in the library. Right this way.
You're all acting rather peculiar.
Because our chandelier levitated down.
Yes. Heavens also.
It could have killed us, but don't worry. The maid will clean it up.
That's all well and good, but what's going on in the lounge in the study?
Lounging. Studying. Right this way.
I'd like to look.
No, thank you.
What?
Follow me. I'll take you on a ground tour of Bodley Manor. You see, this home was built for Lord Reginald Bodley in 1784.
We've got to cover our tracks and get rid of this guy.
Lord Bodley was declared Lord Bodley when somebody discovered an antibody which would save everybody. Notice the mahogany floors. Did you know, in the 17th century, Buccaneer John S. Worthing first taught the use of mahogany for making canoes. A canoe canoe.
What? Where is everybody?
Notice the brass doorknobs, crafted specifically for Lord Bodley by his buddy in 1789.
I don't care about the doorknobs, mister. What's going on around here? What's going on in those two rooms?
Which two rooms?
The lounge and the study.
Those two rooms.
Yes.
No, officer, I don't think you want to go in there.
Why not?
Because it's all too shocking.
Hello, officer! Welcome to the party!
Excuse me?
You're excused, officer!
Pardon me.
Good night, officer!
Right. That wasn't all that shocking. Those folks are just having a good time. Why don't you tell me this was a party?
My apologies, sir.
I'll just have a peek in the lounge. Are these people drunk?
Dead drunk.
want a sip?
Oh, I can't drink on the job. The chief would kill me.
Killed if you do. Killed if you do.
What?
Have a lovely evening, officer.
Same to you. Well,
All right, officer, I can explain everything.
no, there's no explanations necessary. There's nothing illegal about any of this. Harrison? Of course not. This is America. And that is the pursuit of happiness. Now, can I use your phone, please?
Certainly, officer. The library.
Thank you.
All right, you can come out now. Well done, all of you. Impressive. Now, I've locked him in the library.
How'd you do that? I thought you didn't have the keys.
I didn't have my right pocket keys, but my left pocket keys are intact. Now, we've got to hurry. The police are on their way.
But the police already came.
Not the broken down car police, the criminal investigation police.
Precisely. Now, we've got to find that evidence, and we can't have any more murders. This is getting dangerous. Now go!
Hello? Hello? A power outage? Must be the storm. Oh, hello, Chief. This is... Hello? Hello? Is this thing working? Hello?
Hello? Who turned off the lights? Hello? Oh, it is only you. You frightened me. I thought he was a killer.
Did somebody cut the line?
Did you find a clue? What is that in your hand?
Oh, good. down car and wound up in this big old house where all the lights just went out. They're having some sort of a party, and you would not believe who I just saw them.
Let there be light.
Do you hear that?
It sounds like a telephone is off the hook.
It's coming from the library.
That must be where the killer is.
I'm going in.
Aren't you afraid?
But of course.
Of what? A fate worse than death?
No. Just death. Excuse me. Mr. Cobb, are you all right? Do you need assistance? A phone book, perhaps?
Hey! Patrick! Well, I asked you a question. Are you gonna hang up that telephone or you need me to?
We should be safe here in the billiard room.
I don't feel safe.
I can't relax.
Hey, how about we play around a pool to pass the time?
Splendid idea.
Why not?
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. I am your singing telegram.
Three murders in 3 minutes.
That's our best record yet.
3 murders.
6 altogether.
The cook, Mr. Body, the motorist, the cop, Yvette, and the singing telegram girl.
But who is the murderer?
Well, ain't that the million-dollar question?
Sometimes the most obvious answer is right under our noses. I think the best course of action is to retrace our steps. It all started like this. At the start of the evening, there was thunder, lightning, the dogs barked. Ding dong, Colonel Mustard, ding dong, Mrs. White, who noticed? Yvette, ding dong, Mrs. Peacock, who noticed? The cook, dun, Mr. Green, sit! No, not you, sir, please, come in. Professor Plum, Miss Scarlet, and dinner is served. Well, that was more like a cocktail minute. To the dining room! Shark's fin soup? Ooh, yummy, yum, yum. You're my favorite. Then, Mr. Body arrived and we all went to the study. Coffee? Brandy? Say, Bobby, who is this Mr. Body fellow anyhow? How do you do? Then, Mr. Body asked me to pass out parcels. Mistake! No, it's a rope. Then, Mr. Body switched off the lights. Now! Mr. Body was dead, but not really. Really, he was alive, but we didn't know it. Then, Mrs. Peacock drank his drink. Poison! Well, someone had to stop her screaming. Then, we all heard. To the billiard room! But Mrs. Peacock arrived late. I'm an old woman who may or may not have been poisoned. Then Mrs. White asked if there was anyone else in the house, to which we all replied, "Say cook!" Who, with my knife in the back. My God, my germs, my blood, so gross. Can someone please help me out? I suggested we take the cook's body to the study. When we got there, Bonnie's body was gone. Then Mrs. Peacock arrived with Bonnie's body on her body because Bonnie had been bludgeoned to the beam. Then the briefcase, empty. That's when the motorists arrived. Are you a killer? Who I locked in the lounge. Dead. Then the unexpected cop showed up. Hey, you're all acting rather peculiar. Can you canoe? Dead. Then the maid strangled in the billiard room. Dead. Which brings us to I am bang. And here we all are.
But what does it prove?
Nothing.
Enough of this. I know who the murderer is.
You do?
I do.
All right then. Miss Scarlet, who do you accuse?
It was Professor Plum in the hall with the revolver.
Liar.
We all heard the gun go off, Professor. And I found your stupid tobacco pipe earlier while we were searching the house. When'd you drop it, huh? When you were searching out the best vantage point to kill your next victim? I bet that poor singing telegram girl was an old patient of yours, right?
I've never seen that girl before in my life. It wasn't me.
The gun is missing. Gentlemen, turn out your pockets. Ladies, empty your purses. Whoever has the gun is the murderer.
Well done, Wadsworth.
You won't be able to prove anything if you're all dead.
Perhaps not, Professor. But if we're alive, there's your man, officer.
Well done, Wadsworth.
That's what I said.
Yes, well, I'm saying it now. I'm Hank Cuffs, Chief of Police. And Professor Plum, you're coming with me.
That's not how it happened. It happened like this.
All right then, Professor. Who do you accuse?
It was Colonel Mustard in the lounge with the wrench.
I never lounge.
I found your Medal of Honor in the lounge where the motorist had been killed by a wrench to the head, and that wrench belongs to you.
That's a lie.
The wrench is missing. Gentlemen, turn out your pockets. Ladies, empty your purses. Whoever has the wrench is the killer.
Well done, Wadsworth.
There's your man. Not a kernel of truth in him.
Well done, Wadsworth.
That's what I said.
Yes, well, I'm saying it now. Guilty verdict, Chief of Police. And Colonel Mustard, you're coming with me.
You have it all wrong. It happened like this.
We're listening, Colonel. Who do you accuse?
It was Mrs. White in the billiard room with the rope.
I'd rather die.
I found your veil in the billiard room, and I saw how you cringed tonight when Yvette served you dinner.
Yes, it's true. I knew Yvette. She had a torrid love affair with my late husband. I hated her. I hated her so much. Flames against the side of my face. Breathing, heaving breaths. But just because I hated her doesn't mean that I killed her.
The rope is missing. Gentlemen, empty your pockets. Ladies, empty your purses.
Well done, Wadsworth.
Well done, Wadsworth.
That's what I said.
Yes, well, I'm saying it now. Mark the words, Chief of Police. Mrs. White.
It happened like this.
Mrs. White.
It was Mrs. Peacock in the kitchen with the dagger. I found your feather by the corpse.
Gentlemen, turn out your pockets. Ladies.
Well done, Wadsworth.
That's what I said. Yes, well, I'm saying it now. I'm Barry D. Hatchett, Chief of Police.
But that's not how it happened.
It happened
like this.
It was Miss Scarlet in the library with her candlestick.
Mark my words, Chief of Police!
You can't do this to me.
Frankly, Miss Scarlet, I don't give a damn. But it really happened. Like this. I know who the murderer is.
Who?
All of you! Freeze! Nobody move. You're all killers.
You can't prove anything, Mr. Wadsworth.
No, but I'm not Mr. Wadsworth. I'm Mr. Body.
But how can you be Mr. Body when Body bled all over me?
It wasn't Body who was bleeding.
But if Body wasn't Body, then who was he?
It was Wadsworth. My butler.
But if you're the real Mr. Body, what was your purpose in dragging all this out?
Well, when you started murdering people, I decided to roll the dice. See if you'd self-implode, kill off my entire network of spies and informers, which you all did splendidly, by the way, leaving your fingerprints on every glass, doorknob, and dead body. Now you're all on the hook for murder.
Murder?
Bribery for petty crimes is one thing, but murder can get expensive.
But why this whole charade?
Yeah, the retracing our steps, the madness of searching the entire house.
It's all part of the game.
Game?
Yeah. I'm relaxed now, see. With no more evidence left against me, I've gone off scot-free.
But the police will be here any minute. You'll never get away with this.
What's so funny?
Nobody's called the police, have they?
They were never on their way.
Now, listen up, you reprobates. We're going to stack the bodies in the cellar. We're going to leave the cellar and leave Body Man, one at a time. And we're going to forget that any of this ever happened.
I can't forget all of this.
With the murder on the menu, the price of blackmail just triples.
Forgotten.
Now move!
Wait a minute, we can all rush him. He's got no more bullets left in that gun.
Oh, come on. You don't think I'm going to fall for that little trick?
It's not a trick. One for Mr. Body in the study, 2 for the chandelier, 2 for the lounge door, and 1 for the singing telegram girl.
That's not 6.
1 + 2 + 2 + 1.
Ah! There was only one bullet that got the chandelier. That's 1 + 1 + 2 + 1.
Even if you were right, that would be 1 + 2 + 1 + 1, not 1 + 1 + 2 + 1.
All right, fine. 1 + 2 + shut up! Point is, there's only one bullet left in this gun, and anybody that moves is going to get it.
So you're just gonna go on blackmailing us and we're supposed to pretend like nothing ever happened?
Of course. Why not?
I'll tell you why not.
Larry Goodman, FBI. The jig is up.
Or is it?
You miss.
Your FBI?
Apparently I'm a dead ringer for Green. He got a letter just like each of you, but he came to the Bureau to ask for help. I took his place tonight so we could have this sting operation.
Some sting. 6 people died on your watch.
I usually work the desk. My beat is property crime. You know, theft, fraud. That's why I was so tickled when the real Wadsworth risked his neck to drop off a whole briefcase worth of evidence last night.
You've had the evidence this whole time?
It's all right here. Miss Scarlet's books, including client names and dates of service, proving she's one of DC's top madams, and justifying why she killed the cop who's listed here on her payroll.
Give me that.
And what's this? Ooh, a love letter to Professor Plum.
That is private property.
That singing telegram girl was the underage daughter of the head of the you-know-who. Who would have come clean to Daddy? Who would have cleaned out Professor Plum? So you killed her.
Now see here.
And these negatives. And these... negatives. Ouch. And these negatives. Colonel, quite the regular at Miss Scarlet's establishment. Bet you couldn't be a colonel anymore if the motorist had told your general where she drives you every Tuesday night.
I just wanted somebody to talk with.
Shark's fin soup indeed, Mrs. Peacock. Too bad your old cook couldn't keep quiet. Maybe if she hadn't blabbed about your briberies, you wouldn't have had to kill her just before joining us outside the billiard room. Now we know what really took you so long.
Circumstantial evidence will never hold up in a court of law.
But this will. A notarized record from the cook.
Ew.
And Mrs. White. And Mrs. White. You weren't lying, were you? You really did hate Yvette.
Flames. Flames against...
Okay, we get it. Here is a container holding fingerprints from the scenes of your previous murders.
I never murdered my husband.
Fingerprints which I'm sure the FBI can match to those found on the noose tied around Yvette's neck.
I wore gloves.
You mean these? And last, but not least, Mr. Bobby Body.
It's Robert.
Now, you didn't hate Yvette at all, did you?
So what?
Illicit green card love affair is the icing on the cake of this FBI file. An FBI file on the whole Body family. Your butler has been feeding us information for over a month. Talk about a real American.
He was British.
You know what I mean. I see why you'd want to kill him. Twice. Your shot in the study missed him, but he wisely played dead. It wasn't until you caught him trying to escape that you bludgeoned him to death with the lead pipe I dropped in the hallway on my way to the kitchen.
I mean, really, who drops a murder weapon?
I didn't know it was... The whole Body family has been wanted for organized crime for generations, but they've always eluded the law. Until now. Tonight, the body business comes to a dead end.
You leave my family out of this! Oh! Larry! Hold me, Larry! It's so dark. Oh! Say when! Oh! I can't give you anything but love, Larry! Oh! There! I'm gone!
He's dead.
Not yet! God damn! When your heart is aching, smile. Mama! Larry. Now.
I tell you, I haven't had a night this exciting in a long time. And now, you are all under arrest. Here are the criminals you've been looking for. And the recordings we've been waiting for of their confessions can be found in the billiard room.
Oh, the tapes.
All right, who done it?
He did.
They all did it. But if you want to know who killed Mr. Body, it was me, Special Agent Larry Goodman, in the hall with my gun.
Well done, Goodman.
That's what he said.
And that's how it really... Sorry. Okay, Chief, take him away. I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.